Alright, so this is going to be a short recap video of everything that has happened during the month of Black History. The amount of disrespect has continued to the Black Americans of this country who have fought, died, built this country from the ground up, okay? So let's start. Joe Biden pays settlement to surviving elderly LGBTQ couples by the name of Helen Thornton, who is being paid $1,849 monthly in a one-time payment of $72,000 from denied benefits. Meanwhile, Anthony Gonzalez receives $1,800 monthly payments as well as one-time payment of $90,000 after denied marriage, okay? But yet, black people has been discriminated for thousands of years, and we still don't got no payouts. But continuing, right around the same time, the Biden administration said that they were funding $30 million into crack pipes. Or if they want to try to backpedal and deny it, now they want to switch it to saying safe smoking kits to poor black neighborhoods to advance racial equity. Huh? What? Anyway, fast forwarding to the Russian invasion of Ukraine. All right. So Joe Biden is asking Congress for $6.4 billion to assist Ukraine in the Russian invasion. He's asking for $2.9 billion for humanitarian and security assistance, as well as $3.5 billion for military funding. But somehow, black folks can't get that. But anyway, Joe Biden sanctions Russian banks despite borrowing energy sources from the very same country that the Colonial Pipeline CEO paid a ransom of $5 million to the Russian cyber terrorist groups responsible for the cyber attack last year in the first place. So, here we are again. Now we're paying more millions, billions of dollars for refugees in order for them to come over here. And meanwhile, black folks are going to remain at the bottom. Why? Because, well, Jim Crow Joe is not the man y'all have been, hyping this guy up to be. He's still the same racist that authored the 1994 crime bill. He is still the same racist who straight up told everybody that if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. And yet, we're still worried about Donald Trump this, Donald Trump that. But yet, what has the Democrats ever done for you? I'm still waiting. Because y'all are the same people who are still complaining about high prices, high taxes, high gas, and all this inflation going on in this country. I mean, you all know the answer, but you just refuse to acknowledge because, oh, it's Uncle Joe Biden. Uncle Joe Biden can never do no wrong. Because at least he's better than Donald Trump. At least he's better than Trump. Yeah, okay. But you're still wondering, you're still complaining about why everything is so high. Why is inflation so high? Well, let me tell you this. Republicans would not have allowed inflation to go up like this. They really wouldn't. I mean, since y'all are so anti-tax, right? But yet, you're still voting Democrat. Why? Because deep down, you have that conservative ideology within you, but none of that really matters to you because the Democrats have this mind control mechanism implanted into your brain to keep you a permanent underclass. You're worrying about other people's issues. You're worrying about this. You're worrying about that. But you're not even looking at the best interest of black people, such as yourselves. And as I mentioned in my previous videos, what's the point of voting, man? Like, come on. What is the point of voting if we ain't getting nothing out the ordeal? Also, the Republicans would not be enforcing mandates on everybody, saying that if you don't take this vinegar, you either have to leave or get fired, causing people to lose their jobs all around the country because of the stupid vinegar mandates. In which I believe, and I always believe, that the vinegar should always be a choice. Always, always, always. If people don't want to take the vinegar, they shouldn't have to. But if you want to take it, go ahead. Do you. And another thing that Republicans would not have allowed is illegal immigration. They would not have allowed illegal immigration, which is something that black folks don't need anymore. Integration didn't work. Now we got immigration to worry about, and that ain't working either. And even the African, Caribbean immigrants that come here, they too don't even want to side with us either. Not all, but a lot of them don't care about us like that. So how has immigration helped us? And now we got more Ukrainian. Well, we're going to have more Ukrainian, perhaps, refugees coming into this country. And meanwhile, the Democrats is going to leave you at the bottom of the food chain permanently. As long as y'all keep on supporting Democrats, you will never win. So if you think voting Donald Trump out of office is a win for everybody, including yourselves, well, think again. Because all these other groups of people are getting some out of the ordeal, even though they weren't the ones that were strutting their booties to the polls, voting for Massa Uncle Joe Biden. Black people, the majority of y'all, black women specifically, you were the ones that got Joe Biden in the office. And what have you got? I'll wait. So, y'all need to get out your feelings and get back to me, get back to us until you come up with a cohesive, clear-cut answer. Okay? Forget about Donald Trump. Forget about the Republicans. What has Joe Biden done for you? What has Kamala Harris done for people like you and me? What has the Democrats done for black people? That is the main question I'm asking all of y'all. And if you can't find a clear, cohesive, valid answer, then don't even bother talking. All it is just a bunch of hot air coming out your mouth with no substance. One more thing I want to say before I wrap up. Joe Biden, since you want to put sanction on Russia, fine. Have you reconsidered on restarting up the Keystone XL pipeline? Since this country is borrowing oil from the very same people in Russia who cyber attacked us, causing shortages of gas around the East Coast. So, you might want to reconsider restarting up the Keystone pipeline, Joe Biden. So anyway, that's all I want to say, y'all. Please leave your comment Like, share, subscribe, and I will catch you all next time. Peace.
Well, the government is urging South Africans in strife-torn Ukraine to try and leave for neighboring countries. This as Russia continues to bomb Ukrainian cities and towns. Some South Africans say it's been difficult to board trains. So let's speak now to student Vuvuntonga, who was actually in the Ukraine, about her experience. She joins us now via Zoom. Vuvu, thank you so much for even taking the time to speak to us. Can you just give us a picture of what's been happening so far? As a South African citizen, what were you experiencing? And more importantly, where are you now? Are you safe?
Hi, thank you so much for having me. Well, actually, at the moment, we decided to catch the train last night. Remember, we're having issues with our getting on board with the train because obviously trains as well as forms of transportations are located firstly to Ukrainian citizens. At the moment, we're on a train. We're on our way to a different city. It's Kyiv. And there's also bombings going on there. However, there's no safe place in reality. We're just saddened by the fact that, we have not been provided by the embassy private forms of transportation that can take South Africans from these epicenters, which these bombings are happening, into places like where they say we should cross the border. At this point, it feels like, I'll give you an example. I'd be asking someone to leave Limpopo and go to Cape Town and say, when you get to Cape Town, I will help you. However, how are they supposed to get from Limpopo to Cape Town if they have no form of transportation?
Yeah.
Currently, as I mentioned before, the forms of transportations that are available are prioritizing the Ukrainian citizens, which is okay because this is their country. And we're just a bit disappointed that our own country was not able to do something to help us from within the country itself. We don't have a particular direction of where we're going. We are literally just running away. We just don't want to be where the firing line is because, like I said, our city, Kharkov, is experiencing really massive blows at the moment. They're still continuing and going on right now as I speak. However, we hope that if we get to a different city, which is very close to the border, we'll be able to make plans in order to get into maybe Poland or any other country like that so that we can just go through that way. So yeah, by the way, I don't think students have a large amount of savings just saved up for random things to happen. And we were waiting for our embassy to tell us that, because they kept on telling us, even though other countries were telling their citizens to evacuate, our embassy was specifically telling us that, you know what, guys, we'll just wait, just be vigilant. We are waiting for a specific trigger, and then we'll tell you to leave. Therefore, we were just a bit more relaxed as well on our end. We are not going to lie. We didn't have the time to save up as much finances. And with the pressure that's arising, obviously the cost has just really skyrocketed. Prices of flights, prices of trains, whatever it is, are just really at an all-time high. It's becoming ridiculous. At the same time that these companies are also trying to profit in this manner from our pain and our suffering. So even if we have some sort of finances that we had gathered up before, at this moment they don't mean much because everything else is like almost tripled or quadrupled in price. So yeah. Students cannot get all the way to the Poland border on their own. They need the help of the embassy. Why is the embassy not providing transportation for South African students? I don't understand why this is not being placed, how this is not being helped. We're just expected to randomly get transportation on our own. We have explained this over and over again, that all forms of transportations are prioritizing Ukrainian citizens. And as you can imagine, this is a war. Everyone is trying to get out. There is no space. Actually, it's a miracle that we're even able to make it on this train, honestly speaking. But so far, that's my concern. Like, why is the South African embassy not providing specific transportation for South Africans to make them leave these epicenters and get to the Poland border?